You can have 10,000, and you see the milliseconds per tick is still pretty low. 8 milliseconds per tick. And this is a lot of zombies. Definitely quite a few. And they're all running towards me. Hello, so I want to let you know about a project I've been working on. It's called Hyperion. I don't really know why I called it that. I think it just sounds cool. I think he's the god of light. Light is pretty cool, kind of sounds fast. And that's what I'm trying to do here. So I'm trying to build a really, really fast Minecraft server. It's written in Rust, and it is to achieve the Guinness World Record for the largest PvP battle in any game. So this record right now is held by a game called EVE Online. I've never played it. It seems very complicated. But they had 8,825 total people PvPing all at once in one giant battle. Now, there are games, probably even in Minecraft, right, where you have a lot of players and they're all in the same server. Maybe sometimes they're even all in the same world, depending on how you define world. But as far as I'm aware, no server has beaten this 8,825 player threshold right here. So what do I want to do? I want to beat this. I'm trying to do it in Rust, trying to implement a rather simple event. And that's because I don't want to have to implement everything in Minecraft. There's a crazy number of things I would have to implement if everything were implemented. But a simple mini game, probably something like Overcast Network. I recommend going to the server. I'm just going to log in. I think it's oc.tc. It's a game that I used to play all the time a while ago. And what was really cool about Overcast Network is, let's just see if it will let me log in. The really cool thing about Overcast Network is it's a really simple game in general. Let's see. Destroy the core. Awesome. This is exactly what I'm looking for. It's a very simple game. See, there's void all around. You have players spawning. They have multiple game types, but they're all roughly the same. Vibe. This one's called Destroy the Core. They also have Capture the Wool. And I believe, I haven't played this for a long time, but I believe to destroy the core you need to mine the obsidian. Or no, I believe what you have to do here is you have this core, and then if you mine and the lava falls down to a certain point, I think then you win. But there's destroy the core, there's destroy the obsidian on the other side. Sometimes there's multiple obsidian. With capture the wool, usually there's multiple sides of your base where there's probably like 2-3 different types of wool. You have to defend those. You build defenses. You can see people are building around this right now. They're not really building that much, but I think it's just because the game just started. But you get crazy behavior from this, just from a simple game. It's also really engaging. You see that there's not really any entities here. It's just players, arrows. I mean, you have, and here I'm gonna die. I'm on my trackpad right now, so I can't really do much. But you see, it's like it's overall pretty simple, but it's really fun. You have the freedom to do quite a few things. Yeah, so this is what I'm looking to build, something like this. So this would require block placing, block destroying, because you can destroy any block for the most part. Maybe fluids, maybe, I mean, definitely bows, definitely PvP, and then get 10,000 players, and probably a really cool map. This is a pretty simple map. Probably get a pretty cool map builder to do a lot of this. But before that, I think it's important to get to a point where we don't just have this giant milestone. I'm gonna just run this right now. Okay, so it's running. So if I join this, you can see right now is really just a super flat world. And it's showing the mean microseconds per tick. And the left, I think, is in the last 1 second. To the right is in the last 5 seconds. And that's showing the amount of RAM used. So pretty standard. And then we can also spawn entities. So spawn, and then 100. Spawns 100 zombies that all are going to run towards me. They have collisions. And you can have, I'm not going to do more than this, but you can have, is that 10,000? Yeah. You can have 10,000, and you see the milliseconds per tick is still pretty low. 8 milliseconds per tick. And this is a lot of zombies. Definitely quite a few. And they're all running towards me. Pretty cool. I'll just show you in third person. But pretty simple. I mean, this is pretty simple. I think the next step from here is making sure that multiple players can join at the same time, which they can. They should be able to all see the zombies at the same time, but they won't see any other players. So this is going to involve making sure that when a player is moving, we're sending the movement packets, but only to every player that is not that player, probably. I mean, maybe we could send it to that player because maybe he just ignores it. But there are certain packets, like block break packets, that we wouldn't want to send back to the player when they're being broadcasted over. There also needs to be some locality involved. So we're not going to show every single player, every other player, because that would just not be good. I mean, this is 10,000 zombies, and my client is handling it all right. You see they're all really packed together. Generally, when they get more packed together, it uses a lot more milliseconds per tick, which you see happening right now. But yeah, so locality is important. I think the next step that I really want to get to the point where players can join, they spawn in the super flat world in survival mode with a sword, and they can fight. I think that would be really cool. And then the step after that would be making sure that they can use bows. And then after that, I think make sure that they can mine and place blocks. Then after that, you already have quite a few things. I want to show you, if I go like this, and go to top. Let's see. Yeah, right now this is using about 300% CPU. And it's at about, let's see, 50 divided by 17 times 291. So yeah, it would be using 855% CPU, potentially. It would be using 855% CPU if it were at full capacity, which I'm not going to show you right now because I'm recording a video, and I think that would make it hard for me to record a video and also see everything because my client really lags. Also, these zombies, their speed is distributed along a logistic normal curve, I think it's called. So yeah, they're not all the same speed. Also, all the things you're seeing here, that's not an issue with my server, it's an issue with Optifine, but I'm using that right now because I got better frames.